Yeah, I know. You don't have to play pretend with me. I know, guys. The episode that everybody has been waiting for because you are all damn dirty pigs. And you know what? You know what? As an actress, writer and comedian, I am better than that. It's cheap fan service and I'm not going to do it. I'm better than it. I mean, what do you think that I'll go out of my way to actually get this because I get a kick out of dressing up as superheroes and go to cons and pretend that I have superpowers and go out and punch that guy in the face? No, of course not. Not me. I mean, it's not like I have a written a life where I really like to feel like and pretend that it's me just running across the rooftops and punching and having an awesome theme tune in the back and just getting all that hype to watch this movie and have a big smile on my face. No, that's not me. Not me at all. Ooh, I know. I know. I'll do it for my fans because you pressured me to doing it. You pressure dirty pig shoe everything for my fans. It's totally for my fans, for viewership, for getting more viewers. Ooh, I know. I'm going to punch in the door because that's going to look awesome. No, I'll kick in the door. That will look awesome. Oh, you're thinking about the Wonder Woman costume. That costume was open shit. It didn't really make me feel sexy or empowered, but however, Black Canary it is. Hello there. That is kind of the idea, isn't it? Wonder Woman being allowed to just being a woman and feel sexy and empowered and all of that without having to be ashamed. It is the idea, right? This video though is about Wonder Woman, not Black Canary. I just feel really sexy this way. But let's talk about Wonder Woman. Oh yes, Wonder Woman. We all freaking love the idea of Wonder Woman. Just the idea itself. A woman who can stand up together with the men of superheroes and kick some ass with a big wide smile on her face. Standing firm in her own as her own person and as a woman. Just that fantasy of that woman actually existing and being a thing. Here is the thing though, beside that, beside the idea, which is a good idea, and beside the fantasy, then who is she? Really, beside the idea, who is she? My best honest answer to that is, and it pains me to say, but I don't know. Well, let's try and take it from the top, why don't we? Wonder Woman is a pretty troubled character, whereas Superman and Batman has gradually found themselves through time as several different writers came to a conclusion about the background story and who they are as persons. Wonder Woman was actually at her most secure at the beginning of her career, and since then, people has had little to no idea what to do with her. Who she is, who they want her to be, and thus far she has been kind of flimsy, just sailing a bit around out there. We still love the idea of her, but who she actually is a question that might still remain to be answered. Her origin story is the one origin that has been rewritten, tweaked and reinterpreted the most times. With Batman and Superman, there is not much to discuss about their origin. We all know what happened. With Wonder Woman, there's the original origin, which has been rewritten a couple of times. So well, this time her original origin must be the one I have to deem the most correct one, in lack of better terms. That Wonder Woman, or Diana Prince as is her name, was the daughter of the Queen of the Amazons, formed from clay on the beach and then grew up on the island of the Amazons, Themyscira, where no man was allowed to enter because of all the Amazons believe that men are the root to all evil. Because that's not sexist at all. Things changes though as Steve Trevor, a veteran from World War II, washes up on the beach and the Amazons have to take him in if they are not to being completely cruel. After they heard what he had to tell about the world and World War and all of that, they decided they should send one of the Amazons with him to actually see how the world has changed around them since they've just kind of been stuck there for a couple of 100 years. To decide whom they should even send, they hold a tournament in strength and wisdom and all of that to determine whom is the stronger person who should be sent alone to the rest of the world to see how things hold up. Originally, Diana wasn't even allowed to enter the tournament as she's the youngest one on the island and don't have any references to the world outside and, you know, is the queen's only daughter, so she's kind of too precious to send on such a dangerous mission. The thing, though, is that Diana is different from the other Amazons, as she is a person genuinely curious about the world outside of the Amazon island, and don't think that men are that bad as they all say. She has an actual yearning to learn more about the world, which is the reason why she puts on a mask and enters the tournament anyway, which she of course wins. And the Queen of the Amazons, her mother, finally gives in after having seen her strength and grants her the powers of Wonder Woman, the Lasso of Truth, the tiara thing and so on, and sends Diana on her way. And here in our world, she takes on the persona of Wonder Woman, a defender of the people and all women alike, a feminist icon both within the fictional world of the comic books she lives in and out here in the real world too. Seems simple enough, doesn't it? Well, apparently not, because after the Linda Cartages, nobody seems to have any idea whatsoever what to do with her. And that also means that I would like to already now bring up the keyword of today's video, which is a bit earlier than in my other videos, but I have this to work with here, and just, you know, to get anywhere we need to bring the keyword to get to a core. And the word that I choose is maybe not a word that the people who is actually handling her would ever use or think about. But it is the word that I would really like to be in her core, and I see the potential it really could be in the right hands. And the word that I choose is progression. What I really like about this original Wonder Woman is that she actually questions the way of the Amazons. And she also questions the human that she meets. She looks at the world around her with deep curiosity and a wish to understand and learn. Which means she's actually a person who listens, whom is willing to question and consider, wants to learn and progress as a person, who looks towards learning and thusly growing. She has sympathy for the people around her, and she questions them because she wants to know what lays behind their actions. She opens up to conversations rather than punching people in the face. She is a searcher for truth. She carries the lasso of truth with her. She is in fact a symbol of truth herself, and to be that, to search out truth, means you will have to be able to question, listen and consider to finally find out what the higher truth might be. And she has to be honest herself too. With Wonder Woman, there are no hidden agendas, no tragic past. She stands up for herself, in herself, as her own person, with all that she is, woman in everything. At least, that's how I would like to see her. Many of the more modern comic book writers seem to want to turn her into another Batman, making her more gritty, more tortured, giving her a deeper purpose and a darker motivation for her actions as Wonder Woman. I hate that. It's boring and generic. It makes her boring and generic. Just trying to make her dark brooding takes away from the strong, powerful statement and makes her bland. And it's a consistent problem. Even in Justice League, the animated series, she comes across as a person who is a bit bland and really lacks distinct personality traits. In that series, Hawkgirl, Black Canary and Huntress are actually way more interesting than she is. Because they actually seem to have drive, conflicts and personality traits, and they take decisions that affect the plot around them. The only show that seems to have really captured Wonder Woman and the feel of her in recent times is Batman the Brave and the Bold, where she is finally triumphant and is a lot of fun when she appears. Hell, even Wonder Woman the animated movie, which does go through the plot of her origin in a kind of slavish way, she is still uninteresting. Because they tried to make her more serious and so on, she completely lacked the curiosity, and hell, in that movie it was difficult for me to pinpoint why she would even want to leave the mascara. Except personal revenge, I guess. But that's also boring in comparison. I didn't even really like her as a person in that movie. She was stuck up and boring, just like in so many other supposed reimaginations. And then of course there is the new DC reboot of the comics. Oh, hero, give me strength! Yes, I would like to make that statement. I hate the new again reimagination of Wonder Woman. I hate lots of her reimagining. I don't like them at all. And most of all, I really dislike her and Superman being an item. I despise it. I don't particularly care for it. The problem is that adding all of these things actually really don't add to Wonder Woman the character at all. It becomes much less about the choices she makes and how she chooses to define herself as a person, and more about just the circumstances that she happens to be in and follows as a slave. When it is circumstances she just follows, it has little to do with her as a person or what makes her special as a person. When she doesn't make specific choices for herself that affects the outcome, it doesn't even matter, it's her in there. It could be anyone. And as for her and Superman being an item, oh boy, oh dear boy. You know, it's funny that Goya should talk about how he views She-Hulk as something created solely for the fantasy of being a woman strong enough for the Hulk to fuck. That is exactly what Wonder Woman is turned into in regards to Superman. The fantasy of Superman's perfect strong mate. That's the problem about pairing these two. When it's like that, what she becomes is little more than Superman's accessory, not a character in her own right. Basically, Wonder Woman does actually hugely lack defining characteristics for the public to grasp onto and recognize her by. While Superman and Batman had tons of interpretations over the years, cementing in the big public eye who they are, Wonder Woman just had that one thing in the 60s, which is pretty was out by now, and therefore she is actually pretty much up for grabs right now. She is very was out and undefined now in our modern world, so that means that whoever gets to make her next big showing on television or on the big screen gets to actually define her for the larger public. Whatever comes next in the big movieverse will be her definition to most people out there in the world. So, well, no pressure, Warner Brothers. No pressure at all. Although, if you want my suggestion about how to do this, you probably don't, but some of my fans might. Try and enjoy the fact that she actually is undefined and pretty much up for grabs. You don't have to make a new mind-boggling change, or even the most clever mind-boggling script ever known to man, with new unknown plot twists no one ever thought about and will just blow everybody's mind. No, you don't have to do that, not at all. You just have to make her fun and likable, and that's all you need to do. Just make a fun, colorful, heartfelt little adventure where Wonder Woman gets to smile and be triumphant while she discovers the world around her and punch some bad guys in the face. Just try and listen to her old theme tune and try to make a movie that matches that tune somewhat. Just this happy, triumphant, joyful tune. Don't make it smart. Just make it straightforward. You don't need to overcomplicate anything at all. Just let her shine, and the world, geekdom in particular, will thank you for it.
Wonder Woman, stop her! Batman?
Princess.
Are you all right, Steve?
I am now that you're here, Angel. Isn't she terrific? Have to say, being a secret agent...